So the Trainee Diversity Council started in the fall of 2020, and it started because the residents wanted it and asked to have this group come together. So it was very kind of grassroots in that the program director, Dr. Emily Borman-Shope, gave us the space to be able to do this and protect a time for the residents.
Our residents had always been involved in our department's equity, diversity, and inclusion initiatives, but we really found that they needed their own space to come together, share ideas, share experiences. We were able to engage some outstanding faculty mentors who met with our residents on the council regularly, and we really gave them time and space to figure out what work would be meaningful and important for them.
So the Trainee Diversity Council is a group of residents who have a shared goal of promoting justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. We have faculty mentors, but otherwise the council is run by residents.
This academic year, we're really focusing on putting all of that great brainstorming and connection into action with some of the priority areas that our Diversity Council members have identified. That includes recruiting, retaining, and supporting a diverse workforce, improving the education that happens in our own residency program to make sure that issues of health equity, anti-racism, social determinants of health are at the forefront of everything we do. And finally, really strengthening some of our community connections.
And what we usually discuss on those meetings is anything related to diversity concerning the program. So whether it's recruitment of more diverse residents, whether it's diversity then within the residents and how we treat cultural differences, racial bias, microaggressions, and then we also have fun.
It's been great working with the other mentors that I worked with who bring rich backgrounds to the group, and it's been absolutely phenomenal working with the residents. We've had a group of residents who are really passionate and want to make change, want to make a more inclusive environment.
Everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone has different interests, and just appreciating that we're all different in our ways, where we come from, where we schooled, our opinions, our beliefs, and just all having like a common ground to kind of voice those opinions, and knowing that each and every one is in good company and will be heard, and our concerns are jointly being worked on.
And I knew there were going to be people like me, particularly trainees from a different country, who were going to experience some of the things I experienced. Being there to say, I understand how this feels. I want you to know that your experiences are real, if you've had experiences, and I want to be able to influence things at that level. When we came up with the screening tool for biases in our learning environment, that for me was a really rewarding moment. The motivation behind joining was to try to create better experiences for people.
One thing has been bonding with the residents as a whole. Over the last 2 years, the different residents who we've worked with, either in the first or second year, has been really great. We kind of have a check-in process at the beginning of each meeting, and that has been very meaningful, both for me as well as from the residents. I've learned a lot from them. We've kind of had some kind of bonding and been able to support them through different things that they may be going through. And then working with them on projects too.
So I'm on the education task force and am really excited about some of the educational opportunities that we are hoping to present during our lunch and learns that we now have every Friday afternoon.
So I think the biggest thing we rolled out this year is going to be soon this tool where we assess microaggression and racial bias within the residency. So far we have had more like a general assessment of teaching and learning in the residency and whether there's any general problems, but I think this is a tool that's unique to our program.
That will allow us to document and understand what's happening in the clinical environment and be able to provide more intervention in those situations. In addition to that, we've developed a mitigating bias workshop that all of our faculty who work with residents will be required to take in the next 18 months to 2 years. I think that's powerful work.
So I feel like the program is actively and consciously trying to be more inclusive and be more diverse in their application, in the application system, through the interviewing system, and even like matching with residents. I feel like it's not just about talking the talk. It's like actively trying to do these things. And even when they do match into the program, I would use myself as an example, they're actively listening to their residents, trying to find what their concerns were.
So as a gay man myself, I know how important it is for people, especially people in marginalized communities, to have a healthcare provider who reflects aspects of their identity. And as a society, we need to do a better job of recruiting and retaining a diverse healthcare team. And I think that really starts with the residents.
No, I guess I would just say that also if you're considering University of Minnesota because you have an interest in issues that concern, justice, diversity, inclusion, and equity, then yes, this is a program to come to because we're developing. We've developed, this council, and it's, we're even taking it further this year and allowing the residents to have even more, leadership.
I think I would encourage applicants to think about their values and what is important to them in both a work environment and a training environment. For me, it's about community. So who are the people that I'm going to be working with? And what's the sense I get when I interview about this community? Is it a cohesive community? Is it a community that cares about each other? So I would go back to the values that you hold and think about how are they represented when you interview, because you're going to be here for 3 years at least. We hope maybe even longer.